Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I wanted to discuss the overall lifestyle of living with a Tesla or any EV. I've done videos similar to this in the past, but I'm beginning to notice something that is that's becoming a thing for me, as I've owned an EV for a long period of time, and I do very little driving of a gas-powered car. Now we do own we own 4 cars total. The 2 EVs that we have is my Model 3, and then a little smart electric drive for my son. And then my wife daily drives a Ford Fusion all-wheel drive, good car, 2014. And then we have a convertible for the summer, and that is a BMW M240i. But over the summer, I'll drive the convertible on the weekends. But for the most part, the majority of the year, I'm driving either the Model 3, or I'm out with my son. He's still just got his learner's permit in the smart electric drive. So I'm rarely in a gas car, and there's a couple of things I've noticed. Number one, I don't even know what gas costs. My wife gasses up her car, and so she pays attention to that, but I don't even have a clue. Is it currently $2? Is it $3? I don't know. So that's one thing. Number two, with all of our gas cars, we've always got the little oil change sticker on the windshield reminding us when our next oil change is due. And that's not the case with an EV. You don't change oil. I mean, it's not that there's zero maintenance, but they are mostly maintenance free. So there's that facet. There's other things that you don't really think much about. Even though I do in the mornings, especially this morning, it's 7 degrees Fahrenheit, very cold out. This morning I got up, went to the phone app, turned it up to 90%, just because that I didn't need more charge for the day, but that forces the heater to turn on and warm up the battery. And then about 20 minutes before I left, I turned the cabin heat on, and to preheat the cabin a little bit, make it warmer on the inside. So I do those things, which only takes a few seconds in the morning, but I don't have to worry, is the car going to start? Or warming up the engine, getting the car started, warm up the engine. Now my wife's car has remote start, which is great, but it's not, when you're driving an EV, you don't have to worry about warming up an engine or any of those items related to that. But there's also a bunch of other things. I drive past gas stations, and I see how many people are standing there putting $45 or whatever of gas into their cars. And it struck me the other day, even though, yes, this is a relatively expensive car, just the sheer blessing of not having to put gas in it. And it's not even just the money savings. There are other facets to this. The fact that I can plug in at home. So I'm essentially gassing the car up at home. And again, I know these things have been discussed in the past, but I bring this video, or I bring this topic up in this video to let you guys know, if you're new to the EV scene, first off, welcome. But second of all, you will notice things begin to change. Maybe it's something akin to becoming a vegan, or I don't know, just making some major life change where there's certain things that you are definitely expecting, and you're ready for those changes to take place. But then there are also other things sort of in the background that will occur that you didn't plan for, you didn't realize they would be issues. And that's something that's really beginning to settle in for me. I've got, let's see here, 71,500 miles on my Model 3. And in that duration of time, which we're going on, what would it be now, about 20 months that I've owned the car, and in all of those miles, it's taken, some of the gas car habits were hard to break. Wondering when my next oil change was, and that kind of thing. That some of those things, some of those habits were quick to break, but some have been harder, or just the mindset. And some of those things took some time to purge. Just the the silence of driving. Listen. It's so quiet. You hear a little bit of tread noise on the pavement, a little bit of wind noise, that's about it. There's no engine noise. And yes, if I'm driving aggressively, I like our BMW, I like the sound of the engine, but that's a rare occasion. That's not something that I prefer. When I'm in this car day in and day out, the fact that it's so quiet really is nice. And I know a lot of modern gas cars are quiet as well, but they're not nearly as smooth. You can still feel the engine. And my Ford C-Max Hybrid, the engine on that was really quiet, but you could still feel it vibrating. When the engine would start, you could feel the steering wheel vibrating, you could feel it throughout the car. And there's just this inherent serenity and smoothness of owning an EV and driving an EV every day that is something that driving a gas car is, it takes a while for these things to settle in. I've had people drive my Model 3, and they'll drive it and go, wow, it's torquey, it's fast, but they don't really get it. But if we go on a longer drive, the longer you drive an EV, the more a lot of these things begin to settle in. And when you live with it day to day for months or years, there are a lot of things that sort of, it's this different experience that washes over you that eventually you, like I'll get in my wife's car and that car seemed so smooth to us. And yeah, it's got some miles on it, but we've kept it maintained, so it's not a rough running car or anything by any stretch. It's a very smooth car. But I get in that car, and I remember thinking to myself when we bought it, this is such a nice, smooth car. I get in it now, and I think, my gosh, the engine's, running, and it's shifting gears, and I can feel it, and it's like, wow, there's a lag when you get on the accelerator, and just all of those things that I've gotten resensitized to. When you drive a gas car, you get desensitized to certain annoyances, and when you drive an EV for a period of time, those things that you'd been desensitized to, you suddenly become resensitized to. So just kind of one of those things that I wanted to share with you guys, because the longer I own an EV and the more miles I put on an EV, the more stark that resensitization is. Now, I'm a mechanical person. I like mechanical things better than, more so than I like electrical or electronic devices. So there's a certain part of me that really likes being in a gas car, and I think about the engine running and the valves opening and the pistons moving around and the transmission shifting and everything that's going on. And both of our gas cars are all-wheel drive, and there's the complexity of the drive line and all that. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of like that kind of thing. But even though I enjoy analyzing the mechanical interaction of all the components, it doesn't change the fact that it has become, as I've driven an EV for more and more miles, more and more months of my life and years of my life, the mechanical interaction of all those components are becoming a larger and larger assault on my senses, so to speak, when I get into a gas car. Anyway, I hope all you guys are doing well today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been watching for a long time, thank you very much. Hopefully you'll notice that there's an improvement in the quality of my videos. I've got multiple cameras now, and I also got a screen video capturing app for my Scan My Tesla app on the tablet here. So when I do more Scan My Tesla videos, I'll be able to put the data right off the screen as an inset on the video. You guys have been requesting that. So you can be looking out for some pretty decent changes to the channel as a whole. I'm going to be making some visual changes to my car. That's coming up soon. I'm making some visual changes to the header on my channel, changing some things around, as well as I mentioned before, better quality videos. I'm going to be putting more effort into the editing aspect of my content, and just doing my best to make the overall entertainment experience better for you guys, not just a bunch of data or me talking. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching my channel, for putting up with me for these years as I learn to improve as a YouTuber. And I turned over 18,000 subscribers this morning, so I'm thrilled about that. So anyway, oh, also, the viewer that I got together with yesterday for lunch, Adam, it was great getting together with you. Thanks so much for buying me lunch. I'll tell you, any viewer that wants to buy me lunch, I'm all over that. So anyway, hope you like your screen mount kit, Adam, and it was good getting to know you. You guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. And as always, stay charged. Bye-bye now.